Hey, look, you made it. Thanks, and make sure you give yourself a like on this video and leave a comment underneath whenever I say something that you might agree or disagree with. Now let's go to the video. Have you been able to discover like some things that have given you trauma in your past?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Like, what would you say that you have worked on? How have you overcome your past trauma?
That is like giving an example
Yeah.
specific. That's a brilliant question. There've been so many.
Jesus Christ, you sound traumatic.
That's why I need to bloody write.
Trauma.
This is the photo. This is the look of trauma.
The
guys.
face of trauma is right here, people.
My God.
But seriously, what have you overcome?
I'm gonna say this whilst being a bit cocky because I feel like healing from it has
Talk
made me
with your
cocky.
chest. Talk with your chest.
So a lot of people out here will bully and attack you because they see a strength in you. And I'm sure it's happened to you as well.
Go ahead.
You're good at something and someone will try to put you down because they themselves are not. And they may do it by, I don't know, physically attacking you, by mentally like psyching you out over time, whatever. And I think a lot of things that I was good at growing up, especially in my early teen years, a lot of the girls in my school attacked it. And they attacked it during a time where I was also going through puberty and trying to figure out who the hell am I to begin with. And so I kind of suppressed all of these things. Like instead of going for it, you know, in the race or going for it in a music exam or going for it to get the lead role in a play, just as an example, I silenced myself and I made myself seem smaller, which we have all done.
Yeah.
You shrink yourself, you shrink your light. But just kind of reflecting on the fact that they squeezed the life out of me because they didn't have any of their own. Reflecting back on that and teaching myself to be confident in my skills, to be confident in how I speak, to be, you know, at the forefront if I feel like I can do it. I think that's been a really huge thing.
What would you say is the core essence? Because even when you mentioned about now seeing, here's the only pushback I'll give on that.
Right.
When you have the perception of someone else maybe giving a negative response to something that you're doing, and now when you now view them as quote unquote lesser than, and then you're seeing yourself like they are just seeing me in this way because they cannot relate with my quote unquote level of like even understanding or something like that, that can make you very prejudicial in the sense that, can you also see that people would just don't like you because it could just be a hair, it could just be something very small, and how do you, and then even me saying that, how do you usually respond to like hate? Mentally, how do you respond to yourself when you get that hate, negative response? Like right now, let's not then, like right now, how have you reached right now responding to like hate comments, and mentally, how do you process that?
Well, to look at the first part of your question, why I said what I said, I think, is because I understand now that people's actions is a reflection of their internal world. Everything that you do and put out, everything that you see is actually a reflection of what already exists in you. So by the time you're taking the time out of your day to put me down, whether or not, you know, what you're saying might be true, if you're taking the time to put someone else down, it's a reflection that you yourself have no self-love, have no self-confidence.
Or you reflect back to them something that they do not like in themselves.
Or he's smart.
See, of course.
Yeah.
There's that, and then there's that, and it has very little to do with yourself.
Yeah.
So when did you reach that level of detaching their comments from that emotional connection?
I think Kenyans on Twitter took me to that point. I've been bashed online over the years so much. I had no other bloody choice but to like become detached. Make sure you have that support system, even if your support system is 1 or 2 people. You don't need a whole gang, a whole village. But yeah, I think attacks from like Twitter, I think attacks from even family members and friends over the years.
Well, that one hurts more.
You have no choice.